And welcome to another episode of Community Viewpoint. In our continuing series, I'm your host, John Pawlak. Our series we've started is Where Do We Go From Here series, and Why Should I Care? With us this evening is Dr. Tom Waters from the Town Board, and Nye County District 4 Commissioner Butch Borasky. So we've been talking about some upheavals we've had lately. We talked about this last week, the 5-0 ballot item that could sink the town board. What that refers to is Commissioner Butch Borasky. He decided to author an agenda item as requested by, it was a, what did they have, a signed petition by X amount of people?
No. I've had just oodles of phone calls, emails, and conversations within the people in the town of Pahrump that are the only ones coming to me are coming and saying they're very dissatisfied with the town board.
Okay, so
and I would put, and that's putting it politely.
Okay, so that wasn't driven by the petition.
No, it wasn't driven by the petition at all.
So this was an agenda item to put on the ballot in November, whether or not to make the Pahrump Town Board into an advisory board rather than
Correct.
Full-blown town board.
And that's a ballot question, and that's all I asked for. That's what the people were asking. Well, the people were asking, get rid of the town board. I said I'd be glad to sponsor a ballot question, and that's what I did. I've had lots and lots of calls. I've been to the town board meetings. I've seen a lot of people are upset. It's just not the old white guy's breakfast, or whatever they call it, the old man's breakfast that they have on Friday. Oh. And it wasn't just the room full of people at the town board meeting or the county commissioner meeting. It goes way beyond that. And no disrespect to Tom. I've been working with Tom since I got on the board. Since he got on the board, I'm sorry. And I've worked with town board members all the way back to Tom Waters, Carolyn Endersby, and 3 or 4 members before that. And I've had a good working relationship with the town board all the way through. I've tried to break this deadlock with the county between the fire department and the EMS, the county's EMS and the Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue. I've been working on that for years, and it finally got resolved with the help of Tom this year. And I think without Tom, that would have never happened. But anyways, there's some hard feelings. There's some feuds going on. This stuff goes way back to the beginning of time. My issues right now, and the reason I asked to come on the show, is some of the quotes that are going around. And one of them in the Pahrump Valley Times came from Vicki Parker. And it basically says, continued unwillingness of some county officials to work cooperatively with the town board. Well, I hope she wasn't referring to me, because I've been there. I've worked with Miss Parker on many things. We worked together on PVYA and fundraisers and things like that. I worked with Tom and Caroline. I worked with Harley. I'm working with Harley on an item today. I talked to him this morning about an ordinance that he requested, that town board members requested, that the county change. We don't close the door on a town, and we're not out, and there was another hate and discontent distilled by Borasky. I mean, stuff like this I see in a paper, and I get a little offended to it that the public is the one that's upset, not me.
Right.
Okay? I'm just trying to follow their wishes and help them. Okay? And another quote from another town board member, and I'm not going to go into details there. I don't want to slam the whole board, because I feel for Tom. I understand that he has 4 people he has to work with. I have the same problem. And when one of us malfunctions, we all get the slap upside the head. And it's unfortunate it happens that way. But declared war, nobody's declared war. We've asked to put a ballot question on. In all fairness, I was more than willing to put another ballot question on for some of the members on the town board that say they don't want a corporation, but they do. And I'm not going to go into details on that either. There's no sense going there. But that would, and what any other ballot questions you want to get on there. I have nothing against putting a ballot question on. The county's going to put one on. I believe if it passes, for an increase in a gasoline tax, and that's requested by another commissioner, Commissioner Shinoffen. I'll support the ballot question, but I probably will not vote for it. And I'm just trying to be fair with everybody. I'm here to work with Tom, any of the town board members. We've had a good working relationship. Cole Barger now is working with our former manager and our present manager, and things are starting to click now. It's not a war. It's not my war. It's the people in the public who are coming to me and telling me that they're not happy. Now, Tom has people, in all fairness, to go to him and said they like the town board. So, and unfortunately, his people don't talk to me, and apparently my people don't talk to him. So, anyways, just to clarify a couple things.
If you want to expound on that a little bit.
Yes, definitely. One of the things, and I want to make it very clear, we're not adversarial. Butch and I work on a variety of issues together, and we're doing it in the best interest of the county and the town. And we'll continue to do that. We're not going to fight each other on things. I want to back up on one thing. When the town of Pahrump, the people in Pahrump are beating up on the commissioners, the town board sits back because they're not beating up on us. And at the same time, when the people are beating up on the town board, I see the commissioners sitting back because they're not beating up on the commissioners. And I think that's okay. We still respect each other. We're going to work together. But we don't go to the defense of each other because all it does is antagonize everybody and causes more stuff in the newspapers. But I do want to say that I fully encourage, and I wanted the information, and I wanted this to be a ballot question, but I wanted it to be done by the petitions. The petitions is the voice of the people. I did not want it to be done by the commissioners because it looked like they're overriding the voice of the people, which is the petitions. And I thought for sure that they had enough signatures to get it on the ballot with the petitions. And then I found out from the DA that they did not have enough signatures because of the way it was written. Again, I want it on the ballot because I'd like to know exactly what the people think. Now, personally, I feel it's going to be about 75 to 80, maybe even higher percentage points for keeping the town board. That's the impression I get from all the people that I talk to. I know there's a small group that says, look, we're going to get rid of the town board. I just don't see that happening. The commissioners do have enough. I listened to one commissioner say that as an advisory board, we'll be there to take care of you. As an advisory board for 37,000 plus people, it's just something that nobody should even consider.
And you, as a regular town board, you're doing it for free to begin with.
Yes, we don't get paid. We take a lot of heat, and it does cost us. A lot of people don't know. We have to pay for our own gas. We don't get cars. We don't get a salary, and we attend a lot of meetings for the town, and we get reimbursed for nothing.
Right. And I've done that in my own lesser way with my Nuclear Waste and Environmental Advisory Board. I've been doing that for 13 years too. It's because I want to give back to the community. I think there's something worthwhile in this community, and this is the way I've always been. And before I came out here, I was the same way. I was in emergency management. I give back to the community, and you live in a good community, and you feel good out here. Most of us want to give back to it. Here's an issue that I have with all this infighting, all this negative press. It doesn't just stay here. It doesn't stay like in Las Vegas. What happens there stays there. People find out not only in Las Vegas, but Nevada, in the Midwest. My steelworker buddies, they watch my show.
Yes.
You have people all around the world because of your contacts. They're from where? Korea, from Japan?
Italy, Germany, Puerto Rico. These are the calls that I got and emails from friends because I was with the Department of Defense Dependent Schools, and I know people all over the world, and these are school administrators and superintendents. And I got called from Japan and Korea as well. So, and that was with the arrest thing. They're saying, what's going on in that town? Because I've said so many positive things about Pahrump, and I let them know how great Pahrump is. Mm-hmm. And that's why when I ran for office, I had them sending in endorsements and contributions because they were so interested.
And I think one of our biggest problems is our image. Even though we have a positive image, we also have a negative one.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And it's what's in the people of this town to work together to try to clarify that, because to me, it doesn't make sense to go out and try to bring people into town when we've got this negative image. The image should be the first priority, and I'm not telling the town what to do, but I do live here too, and I do have a voice here. And to me, that would be number one, is to improve our image. And how to do that, that's not going to be easy because everybody has a different mindset here. One of the other things I wanted to clear up too was written in a paper that I had pressure from the NCRCC to put this on the ballot. And I could look in the eye right now and tell you that I don't take pressure from anybody about that. I did it because of the numbers of people that were responding to me. And again, if you support the town board, I really wish you would call me and tell me that so that I can keep a running total and track of that. Because when I'm only getting 100 to 1, it's kind of scary.
Well, I tell people whenever they contact me, contact every member of the town board. I probably need to start adding that they need to contact the commissioners as well. Because they're very positive about, we want to keep our town board. They do want some changes, and I agree with the changes they're talking about. But the main thing that they're saying is, yes, we do want a voice at the town board meeting. But many people agree 6 minutes is more than enough to say what I have to say. 3 minutes at the beginning and 3 minutes at the end. To speak on every agenda item, I heard the same thing before I got on the town board when they were allowed to speak on every agenda item. And once it changed, that seemed to be the focal point. So that's not the issue, because they were able to do it and they still complained about the town board. Before I was elected, they were talking about getting rid of the town board because of a variety of issues. Those issues have not necessarily gone away. This is the same town.
Well, and another thing too is I would encourage everybody, again, to contact their town board members and their county commissioners. One reason is because this is one of the few counties you can do that. You go down to Las Vegas and try to get a hold of a county commissioner down there, it's a joke. I can't even get a hold of one myself, and I'm a county commissioner. I've got 2 or 3 of them down there that I try to call. I have to email them. It's the only way I get any response back here. You can call every individual, their county and in town, and private cell numbers are all given out. I've had the same cell number for I don't know how many years, and I give that out, and I believe Harley has too. But you have the opportunity. We don't bite. Some people think some of us do, but I don't bite, and I know Tom doesn't, so you could call us. And go ahead and make your concerns known to us so that we can utilize that in our decisions.
I do want to add one other thing too, and I've talked to Commissioner Borasky about this many times. The law is very clear that it says if the commissioners have determined that the town board form of government is no longer viable, then they could put it on the ballot. And I didn't hear the commissioners say that I feel you have not done your job. They said, I heard from people, and the people have said that. That's why we're putting it on the ballot. And I felt that that is something in the law that was very clear, that the commissioners had to stand up and say, I have determined it.
Well,
And then in talking to the DA, he says, Tom, if you want to challenge that, you can.
Yep.
I'm not going to challenge it because I want it on the ballot.
Right.
I want to know what the people think.
Yeah, well,
Whether it's town board or incorporation or anything else, I want to know what the people think, and the only way to do that is by putting it on the ballot.
And then you think we could put this behind us maybe if it's
I
in
hope we
black
can.
and white.
well,
I still think it's going to be about 85 or higher percentage saying they want to keep the town board.
Well,
And even with that, I don't think it's going to just go away because that small minority is
It never
still going to
goes
keep
away.
on saying.
Well, the numbers are that high, and somebody comes to me again in the future, I would probably show them where the door is and
Perfect.
just tell them that we've been through this once, and there's no reason to keep doing it over and over again. Let's move on. Let's try to work together. And I agree with Tom. There's some people here who have some rather strange ideas how to do things, and they feel they're a majority. But there's a lot of people out there. You can never get a really true reading in this town on what's the majority unless you got everybody to participate, and they won't do that.
Right.
Now,
That's why it's on the ballot.
And the
And
community
going
is-
on the ballot will do that.
Yeah, and the community assessment was one tool that we did use. Now, we didn't reach everybody in town, but we got a good cross-section of
Yes.
people. And Tom worked on that, I worked on that, Vicky worked on that. A whole bunch of people worked on that. And we even had people come in from other counties and towns who donated their time to
Yes.
help us do that. And it was really a good document. And now we have a tool that we can actually use that's, it's there, it's documented. And we don't have to say, well, nobody agrees with this, because we did. The majority of the people wanted a bus service. And I think Tom and I both would support that, but I don't know what the rest of the members would do. And, but there is a true need for that in this community, because people can't get around. And gas is actually going down, thank God, for a while, I hope, but I hope it keeps going down. But there again, there's people without jobs, and we're all trying to find a way to bring jobs there. Every county commissioner and town board member is doing the same thing, and that's try to promote some kind of economic development for this community.
And it's all the harder if outsiders see the infighting here and say, why do I want to relocate in a
Absolutely.
town like this? There are many positives, the tax structure, the weather, even though it's a little warm. Well, today it's real nice, but the infighting, the insecurity of what the town government is going to be like, and we're trying to get commerce, we're trying to get business, and we're pushing it away by this type of.
Yeah, but John, that's
issues.
been there 15 years I've lived here. We've always had a group of people that came up to both the county meetings and the town meetings. Now they're picking on the town for a while. And we do lay back. And, Tom, in all fairness, if I'd have been in your meeting when Carolyn was attacked, I would have been there to stand up for her. Because I know she tried and you've tried, and the three of us worked really well together, and we were making great strides and moving forward. And unfortunately, it's just down to Tom and I now, but we'll keep going. And again, we circulate throughout the community. It's just not in government. It's outside of government, working with charities, working with the churches and things like that. And it's one thing about Pahrump, it's a giving community, and that's one good tag it has.
Absolutely. I also want to say, too, and Butch has already mentioned it, and that's Carolyn Endersby. I truly miss working with her, because she and we saw things the same way, even though we voted differently in many times. But she and I discussed so many things together, and we worked together with Butch to try and do things and make it better for the town and the county.
And it's not like we always agreed on everything, but we agreed to disagree, and
Yes.
we've had very few disagreements. Most of the things we worked on were things we all had in common, and Pahrump is one of them. Although I'm a county commissioner and represent people throughout the county, this is my hometown too, and people have to understand that I have just as much concern as anybody else has about how Pahrump grows, what happens here, the bad image, and things like that. And, I'm here to support the people in this community just like everybody else.
So we're going to have to wait until November until we move forward and make a final decision and then see what the people actually want. They have to understand too, because you brought this up last week, a lot of the issues that they put on the town is we're doing wrong is county issues too.
That's correct.
And it's not necessarily that you're doing wrong, but those issues belong to the county, on the county level rather than the town, and we get the negative.
Yeah, but
negativism for that.
In fact, I got a message yesterday and said, what's the town going to do about fixing Black Road? And I said, the county is working.
We'll talk to
Well,
Butch.
and it's one of it's unfortunate that the people don't understand that the stuff that the county does is basically mandated through NRS. The stuff that the town does is that they're allowed to do it. It's not necessarily mandated. And the town has a very short list.
Four items.
Four items.
Four items.
Right.
Okay, although they are active in other areas as well. So, and it's unfortunate people blame one group over the other or whatever. The power is in knowledge. And when people understand who does what, it does go a lot better. Regardless, it's still, Pahrump is Pahrump. We have 3 commissioners here now, we'll have 4th in a very short period of time. And as far as waiting till November, we don't have to wait till November. I think Tom and I will keep going forward just as we have been. I'm not going to wait. There's things going on here that need to be done. We have a lot of projects that are going to impact this community. Solar and a gas line coming in from California to the edge of the county. There's a lot of issues that we need to keep addressing, and we're just not going to shut the doors and fold up because there's a ballot item on. I mean, anybody that thinks that, I think it's a bad way to think.
I think, and I don't want to speak for John, but I think what John meant by wait until November is wait till November to see what the people think about it. But
Yeah.
no, we're not going to stop working.
No.
We're going to continue doing that.
But that was very, very eloquent. I'm glad you brought that up too,
Yes.
that, get that message out to the folks that you're working together, we're working together. We're all in the same boat,
Yes.
Property taxes go to the county gives us X amount for the different things that we do here to run our town. And there was another item too that issues if we lose the town being a regular board, there are many jobs that are on the line also. We're not even talking about the town manager, we're talking about other people in the office. They may be secure, but maybe not.
That's correct, and that's going to hang over their heads until November.
Yeah.
But the things I'd like to people to know is if you have a problem with the cemetery, the swimming pool, the parks, or the fire department, then you talk to town board members. If you have a problem with almost anything else that goes on in our town, it's the county commissioners that have that responsibility. And that's why we work so closely, and we need to work closely with the county commissioners so those things can be made better for the town of Pahrump.
And
And that's why we're here today.
and as far
Because the
as
children are
Blag,
working together.
as far as Blag Road goes, you and I both checked on that. It's still moving.
Yes.
There was some slight delays because of the trench had to be dug wider and things like that, but it is moving forward. They're still on track for close to the end of this month, the first part of next month. I think there's something on our agenda for maybe a little time extension, but I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. And my agenda, by the way, is about that thick. And I have to read all of that before the meeting on Tuesday with everything else that I'm doing. So, again, both of our jobs, there's a lot of reading involved. And I'll tell you, it's, I think everybody has to wear these things now
Yeah.
because of,
Strain,
strain. Yeah.
not only our eyes, but our minds. And
Well, the other thing, and I say it at almost every town board meeting, please contact the town board members before the meeting. Don't wait until the meeting to come to a meeting and then ask us to change what we've done a lot of research on. The same thing with the commissioners, they have to read everything, including all the backup. Then they come to the meeting and some people in the audience will come up and say, why don't you do it this way? Well, it sounds like, and it appears that they're not listening when they vote arbitrarily to what that person has said. But they have done their research. They don't know any research that this person has done. And that's the way we feel on the town board. We spend hours and hours doing research. And then somebody will come up to the table and say, hey, I don't think you should do that. All you have to do is call the day before, let me do the research, and we can address whatever your concerns are. But it's very difficult to do it just because you come to the town board meeting and voice an opinion, because that's all we can take it as an opinion, and everybody has an opinion.
Oh, especially in this town. Also, I think we had the combined meeting between the advisory boards and the town board this past week. And I think we're going to try to get a town booth again for the Fall Festival and
Yes.
Fair, so you can meet not only the town board members, but also all of our advisory boards that are in this town, so you know more what we do here.
Yes.
And possibly there'll be a commissioner or two that'll sit in there and talk to the
We're
people.
going to have booths there
Will
too,
you?
but not so much necessarily for the commission, but part of the commissioner's functions, Health and Human Services usually has a booth, and a couple other organizations, so veterans and whatnot. And I'll try to be there too as much as I can.
So this is about the best way to get out there and see the people, because everybody goes to the Fall Festival.
Absolutely.
And we'll be out there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
And you'll be able to meet everybody that is a volunteer for the town, and the commissioners in their specific booths for Health and Human Services?
Yeah, they're usually there, Night Communities Coalition, and most of those
Oh,
things.
my God, yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about
Yes,
Stacy.
that's
Yes.
I'm heavily into that organization, and I'm also a liaison to the Southern Nevada Workforce Investment Board, which is Workforce Connections, which is getting a bad rap right now. There's some issues going on down in Vegas. There's one gentleman who's become quite an advocate. Unfortunately, he's passing along bad information. If it wasn't a closed session issue, I'd go into it a little more detail, but maybe someday I can. It's rather disheartening when people come in front of a TV or in front of the board and start sending misinformation about a particular item that's going on right now.
And I have an article from one of our newspapers, PV Times, from this morning, and I also have this one happens to be by Solomon Harris, and on the back, on the tail end, we always have comments for people.
Right.
This is the articles themselves are based in fact. Okay, they try very hard. They do tape recordings. When you read the comments, okay, just because it's on the internet, it doesn't mean that it's true. These are opinions by the people, and they go to the left and way to the right.
Yes.
And I love the ones that are somewhere in the middle because I says, "Oh, that's the way I feel." You
Yes.
know,
You know, it's rather strange that we talked for half an hour and they only wrote this much. So I haven't read that myself yet, so I'll look at that before I go. I believe Selwyn would have been accurate in what I said to him, and I always try to be fair and accurate on what I say. So maybe it rubs some people the wrong way once in a while, but unfortunately, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
and sometimes it's entertaining to read the comments after the articles. If
Sometimes.
you want to be entertained.
Sometimes it's entertaining.
Well,
Yes.
the entertaining
Sometimes
part,
it hurts too.
the entertaining part is when journalism takes
You become editorial.
comments and make them editorials instead.
Yes.
And I've had many conversations with both newspapers about that and how they write it.
Okay, we're down to our last 2 minutes. It just went by just like that. I'd love to spend more time with you in the future. You gentlemen are more than welcome to come here well, it's not fisticuffs, but get the point out to the folks. We're on YouTube. We're on our own TV station, either on analog or digital, and you're available for the people out there
Yes.
for comments.
Always.
And we have to tell the folks July 21st, the Pahrump birthday party is going to be on
50th birthday.
50th
Yes.
birthday. That's a Saturday, and the pool will be open
All day, free of charge.
They're going to have 1,000 cupcakes. They're going to have 1,000 hot dogs.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll have something to wash it down there too. But we went a little bit too long last time. Vicky got
Yes.
cut off just as she said twat, twat, and so we didn't get the end of that.
I'd
So-
like to add one other thing, and that's a lot of people are still saying PTO 46 had something to do with incorporation, and it did not. Please read the ordinance. You'll see it was a badly crafted ordinance, needed to be repealed.
Thank you very much, Tom, Butch. Appreciate it for watching. Good night. Thanks, Chad.